All right, hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Astro News Network today, July 26th, coming to you live from actual outer space. Look at this. Look at this. No more living room. We've moved the ASAE-NN headquarters to outer space. But oh yeah, I'm reading chat. Hey Goblin, thanks so much. Love you too, best friend Goblin. And thanks people that subscribed in the waiting room already. I'm glad we can tangibly see that your subscriptions go towards a cool green screen. I mean, I only set it up like earlier this morning, so I haven't gotten all the kinks super worked out of it. Like, it's a little wrinkly, and I need to de-wrinkle it. But I'll get on it. It'll be a better green screen soon enough. They didn't have instructions to put it together, and I'm an idiot. So it took me longer than expected, so I couldn't get it super perfect. But here at the end of July, we have a little bit to report on. Antares held up their end of the bargain, and they had a few things that happened this week. I was a little scared it was going to be kind of a dry 2 weeks, because it was very slow for that first one. But Kepler came out of nowhere to surprise me with, hands down, the most creative thing in Astro Empires that I have ever seen. Which was I'll spoil it, their sync 9 months of production. And it's one of the most interesting things I've probably ever seen. We're also going to talk about how on Antares, USSR and some associated TENS guilds and U-Corp all launched up towards the 30s together, and all the fallout that has caused. Also, ASAE creator Sewijuga is going to be on the show. We're going to interview him a little bit later. And I know a lot of people were expecting just a crazy person, but no, he's very sane, very normal. So I'm going to be disappointed on that front. But also, yeah, I didn't get another letter from the president this week, so unfortunately I won't be able to read any excerpts from that. Very sad. But before we get on to Antares in our interview, let's talk about some stuff that happened on other servers first. Number one, a little bit happened on Utopia. There was a little bit of movement on Utopia over the last 2 weeks, mostly last week. When we last left off, WM had made a quick trip to the 20s wormhole, and then they'd done a little bit, and then they got out. They hit some bases, a little bit of an active fleet, and they left. But now, ELO and RD, they had landed some fleet in the U-30s via the wormhole, and they were making a round of bashing a few BFG bases. But on Saturday at about 4 a.m., WM had launched a bunch of fleet into the 30s wormhole, and were able to catch, I think it was 3 ELO and or RD players for about 50 million worth of kills there on some fleets that didn't get out in time. So just another little scrap in that war that looks to be ending absolutely no time soon on Utopia. Scott's going to grind that out for the rest of his life. But next we're going to move ahead to Kepler, which is an almost 3-year-old legacy server that came out of nowhere with some creative action over the last 2 weeks. I'll explain this graph here in a minute, pulled from Rocky Moon. Now, Kepler is a bit of an older server, like I just said, almost 3 years old now. Baylor gave me an account there like almost 2 years ago, and even by then, that server was basically over in his guild BMF's favor. The only 2 guilds that were relevant there were BMF, Baylor's, which is Baylor's guild, and Spork, which is comprised of some of the Spork and Detroit players. And since I took that account 2 years ago, BMF had been rank 1 by a wide margin basically the whole time. And over the last year, it seemed like Spork had really just thrown in the towel, as their guild's fleet total had just completely flatlined since October of last year. Which, this is the chart we have up here. That's the last 1 year of fleet growth. And after you see a little sharp drop off, I guess some got derbed. Since October, they didn't really produce much fleet at all until, I think it was July 12th. Because what they decided to actually do, when it seemed like they'd thrown in the towel, completely given up, on that fateful day, July 12th, they jumped up 300 million fleet, more than doubling their guild fleet total from about 250 million to 550 million. So, due to some of their leadership, I believe it was spearheaded by that one guy and Renegade. They had the idea to negate 2.0 fleet maintenance. They were just going to make some really, really long queues. I guess they decided 9 months was the time they wanted to do. And they decided that they're just going to make like one base, you save up till July 12th, prod it. Then on the next base, while you still have, you're still getting like your full economy, do that again. You then build your next queue slightly shorter on the next place, blah, blah, blah. But they decided for 9 months they're going to prod sync, or prod, I guess it is prod sync, a whole bunch of fleet for 9 months, which was a very cute move. And on July 12th, surprising everyone at BMF, the 9 months of fleet came out, and they were able to derb a mini blob of BMF that was in the 0-0s for, I think it was about 40 to 50 million worth of damages there. And Spork actually got unlucky with that mini blob. They got to derb only, like I said, that 40 to 50 million, because just a week before, the mini blob was way bigger, but BMF had eaten a little bit of inactives on there, so they could have gotten over 100 million before if it was just a week earlier that their fleet popped out. And there are some rumors that they have a second batch of fleet coming out sometime soon, but it's hard to tell if that was just renegade posturing or not. It hasn't yet come into play. And as of Friday night, BMF sat at about 838 million fleet. Spork had about 590 million at that point. On Friday night, BMF attempted to launch through the 20s wormhole to get to the zeros wormhole. BMF only synced about less than half of their blob, which was a bit under 300 million, and Spork chose not to contest that. And then BMF, once they got their entire blob landed down, they moved half their blob to the 10s wormhole, which I'm not really sure why that happened. But it is clear why Spork didn't contest that initial landing, and that's because they had some more tricks up their sleeve. They had sent a chunk of their fleet up to the 20s, which was BMF territory, to hit their undefended bases there and try for some of the inactive fleets that never made it through the wormhole in the first place. I only had, I guess it's now a second base, but my first base that was hit for absolute minimum pillage just a few hours ago, which was extremely lucky for me, because at 1 o'clock Kepler server time, my regular economy pushed me up to having enough credits to start Armor 32 that was queued up, which cost a little bit over $1 million. And 5 minutes later was when Renegade hit my base, so he got absolute minimum pillage on there instead of a wacky $1 million pillage. So, dodged a bullet there. Phew. So big shout outs to Astro Jesus on that one for letting me dodge that bullet. And divine providence aside, since Kepler has ramped back up, it looks like Spork, despite having a fleet overall disadvantage, has gotten the upper hand in the early engagements, getting to eat a BMF mini blob and base busting in the 20s for now. Can Baylor recover? Maybe we'll find out on the next ANN in 2 weeks. Whoa, maybe. But up next, we're going to just take a quick look at the Antares rankings, which are painful to put together most weeks because it's not often that there are a lot of big shakeups, and these past 2 weeks were no exception at all. If you look at the top 5 guilds by level, you have OPA, USSR, UCorp, D&D, and SF. UCorp is a bit higher than expected because right now they have some Shrexers while they're opping. They're headed back to the 30s again. Rankings by fleet, same top 5 as before. Not surprising that the level and fleet ranks match exactly. Top 5 XP, it's the same as they were before 2 weeks ago. It's top 5 is War, Go, D&D, W&W, and Total. Despite a lot of the 30s activity over the last week or so, vacation mode, unsurprisingly, hampers XP growth. Who'd have thunk it? We also have the top 10 individual accounts. USSR Elite is still number 1 with a commanding lead. And then there's 2 UCorp Club players, 4 OPA players, 1 SF player, and 2 Go players. So disappointingly, the ranks basically the same as they were 2 weeks ago. Whatever. And now I'm going to take that quick moment to promote myself. Oh my gosh. I'd like to thank everyone that watches and has followed and subscribed. Here's your friendly reminder that if you have Amazon Prime, be like Spartan and Southie and use your free monthly subscription to your favorite streamer on Twitch. And you can use this free subscription every single month. There's a donate button somewhere on the page. I don't know, one person used it once. And if you're not watching live, I do upload these videos to YouTube the next day for old people, and every follow and subscribe there is appreciated too. But Twitch is better. But that's enough of that. We've gone through all the small headlines already. We're just flying through it all. So up next, we're just going to go ahead and chat with Sewijuga, the legendary founder of ASAE. He is a busy man, so he wasn't able to come on live today. So I did record this earlier this week. I know many of you were hoping for an unhinged maniac, but he's probably the most normal dude that I've ever had on the show. So sit back and enjoy. I will see you back in almost exactly 17 minutes, and then we're going to talk about all the newest Antares drama. Alright, hello everyone. I have Sewijuga here. Welcome to the ASAE-NN, Sewi. How are you doing today?
Okay, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Oh, doing good, doing good. Yep, so you are, in a way, you're your own Astro Empire's legend. You created a series of guilds, ASAE, on all the servers, and that's probably what you're best known for. But before we dive into that, was there anything, did you play Astro before you started creating ASAE? How did that go?
Yes, of course. I mean, I felt there was a need to have a different kind of guild than your usual, and that's why I created it in the first place, else I wouldn't create it. Right? So I was playing Astro Empire's first time on Juno.
Yeah. So you've played for 10 years.
No, wait. No. Lyra, Mira, Nova. That were the first three.
Okay.
That were the three servers I played before creating ASAE. So just regular, I played regular like you guys, just join a guild, do your stuff, your crashes and everything, just as usual, as you all do. And I was sick of it after 3 servers. I think, okay, there must be a better way to play this game. So, and on one server, on Mira, I was VGM in one guild, and I proposed a plan to make it work better than I thought it was. And we tried it a little bit, but they were not very enthusiastic about it. So I said, okay, I quit. And on Omega, I go try something. I go try my way, which I think works best. So I joined their Angel Guild. I don't know if you know it on Omega. It's still there with 1 member. And I joined them. It was Tim, Marbon, and me. So I joined there, and they let me do my stuff. I set up the account like I thought it would be best, and it worked perfectly. So then I contacted DV, which was a close friend from Mira, and said, hey, do you want to start this with me on Pegasus on the next server? He said, yeah, okay, let's do it. We did it both, went on for a few servers like that, very calm, small, and just copied it back to both sides, so forward and back, because we wanted to create a guild for everybody to join who doesn't want to play Stronghold Guild. So we just created it on all servers, and it's been growing until where we are now.
Yeah, because every server is startup, lots and lots of people join.
Yes, we are now at startup. We had 4 guilds. We're now back at 3, but we started with 4 to enable as many people who wish to join to just be able to join. It worked well, yeah. We are now at 3 guilds, and we go, well, whatever we need, we create the guilds. We have enough leadership. We have now about a dozen, so it's easy to create as many guilds as we wish. People decide if they want to play us, yes or no. If they want, they can. It's simple as that.
Yep, so for people that don't know, what are some of the main rules that are in every ASAE guild?
Well, it's always the same setup. That's the principle about ASAE. Nobody can change the rules of ASAE. Not me, not you, nobody. That's the most important part. It's a fixed system where you have as much freedom as possible. So first thing, above all rules, there will never be an order given nor an order taken. Okay, that's the first line you read when you enter ASAE. Never anybody can give you an order, and never should you follow an order. That's the first step. And then we have 3 simple rules, and they are nothing special. The first rule is if you make a hit, be sure it's profitable and leave 1 fighter. That's not created by ASAE. That was in game already long before it's just normal being educated towards other people. I think many guilds do that, not only us, so nothing special there. The second rule, if you are under attack, defend yourself and don't come cry, please free me, You have to know what to do when you get under attack. You have to spawn the right fleet.
Yeah, because...
If you can help yourself, it's fine. If you want somebody else to get some dirt, invite. Okay, no problem, but just don't start crying for help. You have to know what to do. It's in our help pages.
Yeah, because there are a lot of misconceptions about ASAE that you just tell people to build turrets and do nothing and never use their fleet, which I know is completely incorrect. You do want people to be allowed to use it.
Of course. I mean, people are free to do as they think best. And if that implies a lot of fleet and a lot of attacks, fine, perfect. If that implies no fleet at all, well, basic defense fleet and not much more, fine also. It's their choice. Nobody rules your account. That's the principal idea of ASAE. Of course, let me just finish the rules, because there's only one more rule, the third rule, and the third rule is just behave respectfully.
See, now that is not that is a rule that most other guilds do not have. Everyone is always a jerk to each other all the time. I don't know if you're in the main Astro Empires Discord, but people just argue all the time.
It doesn't mean that some people just sometimes lose it and get a fury attack or something. That's okay. People, if they say, "Oh, so, excuse me, I had a bad day," okay. But if you make it systematically, then we say, "No, thank you. We want to play this game relaxed and calm and have a good environment. We don't want to have people who stir up everything all the time for nothing." So that's basically it. Yeah, that's nothing besides that. So that's all you have in ASAE. Of course, that's not enough. There is one other side of ASAE. It's not as simple as that. We have a strategy. If you don't have a strategy, you don't have a game. But that strategy is obligatory. How you say it in English?
Obligatory.
Yeah, that's the word. Yeah. So it's a suggestion we make. What I always say, if you want to lead, you have to lead by example. So we do it. We show them how we do it. And if they want to do like we do, they are free to do so. They are invited to do so by inscriptions to a team system we have. We have 5 teams. And those 5 teams, you can make your inscriptions and participate in that. And it's a free choice, people. Of course, in a perfect world, we would have 50 people, 5 teams, 10 people per team, and it would be perfect. But we don't live in a perfect world, of course.
No.
But we keep working on it, and we hope one day we reach there by Zeta or so. Yeah, have 50 people divided in 5 teams doing what I do.
Yeah, because you will go out and make hits. You'll go hit bases if you see that they're profitable. You will go do that.
Of course.
Yeah.
And also their fleet when it's profitable, of course.
Yes, because I think what people just don't get is that, because like you said, like you don't give like official orders for people to follow and go and make hits, which is what all the stronghold guilds do.
Yeah, of course. No way. I don't want to play like that. I want to be as free as possible. I want everybody to be as free as possible. Also my animal. It means also those farmer boys we don't like. They should be free to do what they do, and we are free to hit them whenever we wish or not.
You're absolutely not wrong. There was the one episode I sent you a clip of that was of Belwar talking about what he thinks the worst GMs were, and he put you on that list, and I defended you. Do you have any kind of response to what Belwar had to say?
Sure, no problem. First, I'm not a GM.
Oh yeah, you're not a GM anymore. That's right.
I used to GM when we had the need, but because there was nobody. But we met so many fine people during the years. We invited them to be our part of our leadership group thing. So we are about a dozen, and we just rotate. And they rotate. I don't, because I don't have the time nor the patience to GM. I just make sure that the rules and is preserved and try to get as many people as possible on the inscription list. That's what I do. Invite people, new people. Well, just keep everything rolling so that nobody ever can change that, which everybody tries, of course.
Of course.
Of course. So we cover all the server. From reports, you have listed 3 jump cases in each galaxy. Well, we get that list filled for 3 high-level jump cases of 3 different players in all galaxies of all servers. That's our goal.
Yeah, and because like you've said already several times, like you want people to be able to use their fleet. Have you ever considered wanting to like go back to the way you played when you started way back on Mira, where you had your guild and you had people group up? Yeah. Like, would you ever consider making ASAE, but you have it where you want to try to give orders and do like crashes and stuff like the other guilds?
Well, orders we cannot give because it's above all rules. You cannot give orders. What happens is, for instance, the last crash we made was on Frontier 2 years ago. So we say, okay, we have this target who is always bothering us, this guy. He's always trying to permanently occupy ASAE bases. We need to hit 20 targets of his. Do we have 20 people or 10 people who can divide? And I open up the inscriptions, and if we cover it well that we can do it, we do it. Last time it happened was on Front 2 years ago. We derped the guy. He never bothered again after. Mission accomplished. Can do any time on any server if people are willing to participate.
That's very interesting. I like that. I mean, I guess it was 2 years ago since you last coordinated attack someone, but I know. But it's good to know that you do still have that up your sleeve for when.
Whenever people want, whenever people feel like it, I'm the first one online always to do it. But mostly there is little interest. Let's say.
Yeah. ASE is usually a little more relaxed, not very aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, since mostly ASAE people are science fiction fans who have a busy real life, who just want to have a nice, relaxed time in their game. And we try to provide them the opportunity, whatever their game style is, and we try to give them a system that works for them and that's the jump gate system. Because if you have 3 higher level jump gates in every galaxy, well, I can attack anybody whenever I want, right? Well, that's the idea. And nobody can attack me easily back because I'm not there, you know?
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. Simple,
Yeah.
And it works, for me at least.
Yep,
and for many people.
You'd mentioned Darkest Void DV. You met him way back on Mira, and he's the main GM of ASAE now.
He's the main GM, yeah.
Offender Tremolo, I know that one of the usual suspects in your group.
That's one of our older members who also has skills. We choose our GMs, we choose them. They are not self-made GMs like usually. We choose the guys who play their game, try to help other people. Our reason it's just regular guys like you and me who try just to do the best for everybody, take care of people who are calm, who don't overreact. So we just invite them to be GMs. Like Mortar, you know, is my GM in Antares. Calm French guy. Yeah. And DV just takes all older servers because he likes that's what he's good at. He's like to keep the guild pages up to date, clean, and everything. That's his thing. You know, if you have how many servers there are, 30 something, 36 or something. Not just I have millions of fleets on all of them, so I just can make a hit whenever I like.
Do you stay upgraded on all your accounts?
I don't. Normally I play them free until they are completely filled. So then I throw in a pants or either a 1 month upgrade just to get one new base and upgrade structures, or some like Kepler I know just upgraded for 1 year. You will find me always from 0 till whatever the last server is, and I will have a base, normally 2 base or 1 base in each cluster or 2 bases in each cluster.
Yep. Have there ever been any persistent enemies of ASAE that have like gone out of their way to try to fight you guys? Because I know a lot of people try and then they start and then they don't stick around for that long.
Oh yeah, they always started and then they give up and then they delete their accounts, and on the next server they try again and they continue to do that. You know, a few of them, Godmoth, Griever, that's deaf now, not here. They really want to do everything to destroy us. Oh, no problem. It's fun for us.
I'm sure you like it when someone hits one of your bases and it's clearly unprof. I know that always makes you happy.
I love it. And the more they leave, I get very high on experience. Nice. In Regal, I have Godmog is derby me all the time in his cluster, and he cannot do nothing outside his cluster, of course. And I'm already 12th in experience or something. And it's a very small account, you know. Yeah. So it's perfect for me. Let them hit. The more they hit, the happier I am.
Yeah, like I'm sure that guy that's hitting you on Elysium, I know you're just having fun with that, because I'll see him on the ticker and it's just him like losing so much more fleet running into your rings. And I'm like, well, if he's having fun, then I'm
I hit him once, but you know, it's not really profitable because I'm not really interested in hitting him that much. I will hit him from time to time, but yeah, it's fine as it goes. It's more easier to fight at home than to fight off base, of course.
I guess you have your command centers.
Way more profitable with some command centers and tactical commanders.
There's a very popular rumor about you, and that is that you are actually Wizard that has created Astro Empires, and you're tricking people into just buying more upgrades on all the servers. Has anyone told you this before?
No, I never heard that before, and that's a very strange idea. Yeah, because Wizard, I think, wants everybody to make fleet and play Stronghold. I think that's what my aim. So I think it's a little bit. I'm opposed to that. Wizard want more people to play like Baylor, not probably you. I don't know. I don't know really. I only speak with Wizard when I want something, like I want my Master Commander training button. I'm nagging about it already 2 years, and I hope one day he gives me that button. Because if you have so many servers, I have to train maybe some 30 commanders or 30. So you see how many commanders I have to train, and click on them every 7 hours. It's not fun.
You know, that's I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't. He said he would put it on the list, to-do list. Well, it's a long to-do list probably, and it's very low on the list. It could be in one click. I just train all my commanders in one time, click, and I'm ready. That would be fantastic. Then I would be much more advanced than I am now, because I don't have the patience. That's why I don't do fighter spec. I know it's most profitable, but it's too many clicks. You know, it's boring for me to. So I just normally go heavy cruisers.
The ASAE strategy, you've always wanted to. You're still playing to win and really kind of waiting for everyone else to kind of drop off. Quit.
No, that's nonsense. Yeah, of course that's nonsense. Yeah, we want. we wish that everybody just kept playing, but I cannot stop them from quitting, can I?
Unfortunately, no.
I mean, many other players also draw, just like everybody knows what to do with his account. I don't understand why people spend so many times building an account and then delete.
Yeah, because I know there's a lot of just misconceptions about your guild that just everyone just makes up things about you. You're talked about so much for just being a guy that makes his guild full of random people and just does whatever. So many people talk about it.
Well, they are free to do that. We advise against it, but if they don't want to listen, they are free to do so. I mean, we don't have any rules to stop them from doing whatever they want as long as it's reasonable.
So really, I'm out of all of my questions for you today. Do you have any other like closing statement you want to make towards everyone?
No, I just wish that everybody thinks about strategy, personal strategy, and play his game and not depend his game on other people. I think that's the most important. You have to play a game as free as possible with as much fun as possible to make it work for you and the guild you are in, whether that is whatever guild it is.
Oh no, I understand.
Style you like, I think that's the most important. If you delete account and then start up a new, it doesn't make any sense to me. But if that's your thing, that's also fine. But it still doesn't make any sense to me. People deleting accounts. I don't know why they do it.
Yeah, but a lot of people do. They just do.
Yeah, I don't know, but everybody's own thing. I just play my game. If other people want to play it with me, I appreciate it within ASAE or as our enemies or just other participants. We just like for instance, you and me, we never talk to each other. I think so. We just play each our game. There are enough targets all around. But if I will see your fleet somewhere and I can do it, but I sure will do it. No problem with that. But I'm not looking for it. No. But I just visit all my servers when I have time to make some hit and I see a good target. I just do it.
Well, Sewi, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate your time. I'm glad we got to see some insights for you. People, I think, were hoping for you to just be some crazy person, but I knew that you were just going to be perfectly normal. I knew you would be.
Oh, I want people to have fun, play their game, and try to not be dependent of their guild. That's important, because that's not fun.
Yeah.
That's the message I want to leave. Be your own boss, build your own empire, and find a way. We offer a way. Create something yourself.
Yeah, those are some great inspirational words. I like it a lot. Thanks so much, Sewi. And I guess your wife is home, so you're probably ready to stop talking.
So I have to leave the game a little bit. Yeah, I don't play when my wife is around. She doesn't like it much. So, but I have enough.
No, they never do.
Outside that, yeah.
But yeah, thanks so much for talking, Sewi. I appreciate it, and you have a great day. Oh, I cut off the last "have a great day," but I think you can imagine what that word "day" would have sounded like. So, see everyone, Sewi, very normal human, maybe the most normal one. But let's go on ahead and move on to Antares, which first, we're going to take an emotional note. I want to tell everyone that Sheldon Cooper wants to thank everyone who sent a scout in honor of his mother passing the other day. You've all made him very happy. Very nice when we can come together and actually be nice for once in our very, very mean game. On a lighter note, Big Lebowski in U-Scorp reminded me that he has what may be the first levy in production. On July 14th, he put his first levy into the prod queue. So that seems like the first. No one else messaged me about it. So it seems like he might be the first. I know a lot of people are only going Titans, but levies are levies. There was a very minor 50s invasion that almost happened today. In the 50s, Likes GM Raichu noticed that there were 3 SF players that sent about 7 million fleet up to the 50s, which sounds like nothing to everyone else, but it's a lot to the 50s. And apparently it wasn't synced very well, and they were able to make them recall. So it's not really news at all anymore. 50s invasion by SF gone. And then moving on to the things that actually happened on Antares, we had another party in the 30s, and while it was less exciting physically, with very little actual fleet destruction, it was still exciting in the ways of diplomatic fallout. USSR and some other 10s riffraff and surprise friend U-Corp of the 20s launched at the 30s Alliance earlier this week. They had initially sent about 300 million to A32, which was more than the 250 million total fleet in the A30s. That full 300 million did not end up landing. Shreks ended up recalling. Naturally, Belwar recalled as part of that too. I guess they decided 300 million was overkill. And because of those overwhelming numbers, D&D, B&B, R&R, all the other ones, they all clicked vacation mode. They said, screw this, not worth it. For those that don't know, when you click vacation mode, the protection doesn't actually kick in until 12 hours after you click it. You must stay in for at least 48 hours, and once you unvacation mode, you cannot re-enter vacation mode for 120 hours, or 5 days. Also, when you get out of vacation mode, you can move your fleets immediately, but you can't attack until 4 hours after you've come out of vacation mode. Whatever. There was only a very low number of players that didn't follow orders and didn't click vacation mode or accidentally left some fleet off base to get destroyed. And if they did do that, they got their bases hit and their fleet destroyed. While other guilds were launching at the 30s, OPA wanted to get involved in their traditional way. Their plan was to launch at the 10s, specifically VVV, while most of the 10s fleets were away. However, USSR caught wind of their launch, and there is nothing more important to Trace in the universe than protecting his own bases, so he super panicked and pulled all of his fleet out of the 30s as quickly as possible, with little to no coordination with U-Corp. The Invaders' Jumpgate situation wasn't very strong. They only had levels 5s and 6s to really use to get around, and consequently that 10s and 20s exit wasn't super graceful. Because Trace had super panicked when he was pulling out all the fleets like that, when he found out OPA was going to be launching on them, they immediately pulled out all their fleet. U-Corp was kind of there now needed to coordinate their own exit, and sort of got left out to dry a little bit because they had to coordinate the evac on their own, which is definitely less safe because the 2 days of being stuck in vacation mode were just about up. U-Corp ended up having to derb a little bit of fleet of their own to exit. I think they had to destroy one of their own guys with like a 2 million fleet, so D&D wouldn't get to eat them and the debris on their own. Friendly reminder, never go inactive while on and off in hostile territory. Also of note, the 40s had made an op guild, Pepsi, now they're changed to Simp, when their purpose was unknown. They had started to launch somewhere, but in OPA, we had seen that their shotgun fleets that had sent somewhere, we could see them recalling back on Friday morning. So their destination is only known if you were in the 40s. I don't know. But we do have guesses to their destination. Because due to that garbage jumpgate situation for the 10s and 20s invaders in the 30s, D&D was able to come out of vacation mode and was in a position to force some kind of recall trap on U-Corp while they were flying back to A29, probably with some kind of 40s help along the way. D&D's GM Alicus reached out to OPA leaders Chansey and Mr. Black, asking if OPA would let D&D trap U-Corp, and OPA decided no, they wouldn't let D&D kill their cluster ally. To which Alicus declared, all goodwill between D&D and OPA is gone. So even though the 20s, led by OPA, helped out the D&D alliance by supporting them in the 30s Jamboree 3 weeks ago, supporting them again by launching at the 10s on Thursday to make USSR pull out of the 30s, that trademark diplomatic style of D&D's GM shone brightly. If you're friends with U-Corp, then you are our enemy. Another quote. So the 30s and 40s alliance leader decided they didn't need the help of, or even under the table help of OPA anymore. It's yet to be seen how OPA will react to this. I would imagine OPA will just be waiting till the 30s or 40s or 10s launch their fleet somewhere else and then launch on them. That's kind of our style. We're that rank 1 in the guild in the strongest cluster, playing like underdogs. That's our bit. I mean, I could talk about it a little more, but I've already tilted Chansey into oblivion this week in the guild, so we'll save that for the future. Yeah, but that 30s adventure isn't fully over. USSR and U-Corp, they're already on their way back to the 30s. So we'll see if they go vacation mode again, if the 40s come down to help them. We don't know what's going to happen yet. And we don't know if OPA is going to try to make another move, whether they're going to try to launch at the 10s again to spoil that U-Corp and USSR op. Maybe they'll go 40s. Maybe they're tilted at Cancer Crew and they want to kill Cancer Crew now. Who knows? But really, that's everything that's happened in the last 2 weeks. Not a ton happened, and oh my god, this is the shortest ANN by far, hands down, dudes. Every 2 weeks, and we got 34 minutes and half of it was the Sewijuga interview. That's all that happened, guys. Should I go over the player groups again? Did anyone have a problem with what I said about their group? I know Renegade, who's part of Detroit Fans Group, said, I got Detroit Fans Group all wrong. And then he didn't say what I had wrong about them. So I don't think I was actually wrong about them. But guys, if there's not some wacky big thing that I missed, which I don't think I did, I might just go ahead and wrap this up. We can all go about our Sundays. I don't know what you guys think. But I want to thank everyone for tuning into the ANN on this kind of slow news week. And thank you everyone for making this green screen exist, being in outer space. Any news on B3.0? It's not going to come out for about 2 months. But I do know there's plenty of people that are already recruiting. I'm going to pull a DPS. A lot of people have already asked me about it. But I'm probably on B3.0 just going to make some just like mass recruit dumb training guild that doesn't matter. That's probably what I'll do on B3.0. Oh yeah, that's right, Frosty. No wormholes on 3.0 servers. Taking them out. I think a lot of people like it. I don't believe there's been any changes announced for the next B3.0 server. I don't believe there has been. If there has, I guess that's it. But, yeah, guys, I think we can just go ahead and wrap this up. We've got a short episode. You can see through my forehead all the time. I don't know. It is what it is. Brand new green screen. We'll make it better next time. Yeah, like I said, slow news week. I'm going to quit dragging this out. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into the ANN again on the slow news week. Thank you for making the green screen exist. If you're interested in ever coming on the ANN, or you have a hot tip to give me, go ahead, reach out to me. You don't have to be some guild leader, Astro famous, whatever. The ANN doesn't discriminate based on rank, but we do discriminate against assholes. You can always send me a message in-game, Discord, Twitch, wherever you can find me. But as always, thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. Boom.